coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Bam, 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 boom, boom. I appreciate the support. Big love, man. 33 years of prison stories. Man, y'all gotta forgive my voice. I still think I sound a little funny. That come from all the yelling from Tank. Putting that work in over the weekend. The fight was amazing. I definitely enjoyed myself. I wanted to film something, man, but I was too caught up in the hype, as y'all could tell. I was yelling and screaming and whatnot. But yeah, it was a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. So salute to Be More. Salute to Baltimore, man. Y'all got a real one in Tank, man. And sky's the limit for him, man. As long as he stay away from Chicago. But anyway, man, when I was down there watching the fight, you know, I was in the area that I used to, you know, stay in when I was younger. And so I seen a few people that I knew, man. And I seen this guy that I knew that I was really good friends with, his brother, you know, growing up. And he was a kid, man, but now, you know, full grown man or whatnot, you know, considering I was gone for such a long time. And I asked him about his brother, man, and he was like, man, he down the street, man. I tried to get him. And he never came back. So I ran into him the next day, and he was telling me, man, he said, look, man, I ain't want to tell you, man, but, you know, my brother, man, he messed up, man. You know, he owned that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even recognize him, man. He messed up, man. And I had heard when I was locked up that, you know, he was on, you know, some drugs real bad, man, which surprised me because he was never, you know, into that before I left. But, you know, as time goes on, you know, people change, things change. And, you know, unfortunately, he got caught up. And, you know, he told me he's just doing real bad. And I just told him, tell him, man, you know, I be praying for him and, you know, I love him or whatnot. So he said he would. But it reminded me of a story from prison, you know, because when I was in there, as I told y'all before, you know, any young dude that comes in there, especially after I had been locked up for a minute, any young dude that comes in there that's from around my way and or around people that I knew, I always try to, you know, take them under my wing and make sure that they all right, they good, they safe, at least when they're around me, you know. And I can remember, man, when I was on Nottoway, and we talking about 2015 or 16 or something like that, maybe 2016, 17, something like that. I can remember this little young white dude moved in the pod, and he do tattoos or whatnot, and he was a cool little dude, man. And then he pulled up on me and told me that you know what I'm saying, he heard my name and knew that I used to be down in the area that he was in. He said he was from there. So I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, you know, you might know my sister. And I was like, what's her name? And he told me her name, and I said, nah, I don't know her. So he was like, well, she used to go with this black guy, man, and his name was Monty. And I said, what? He said, yeah, you know what I'm saying, his name was Monty. So I was like, oh yeah. I said, I had a good friend down there named Monty, and he was like, well, it might be the same dude, man. When I call home, I'm gonna ask her, da-da-da-da. So a couple of days later, man, he come back to me and he tell me it's the same dude that I know and used to mess with his sister, right? And I was like, what? He was like, yeah. And then he was telling me, you know, he ain't really rock with the dude like that because dude was on the drugs and had his sister strung out on drugs, and they was going through all this, tumultuous relationship. You know, it was just crazy. So I was just like fascinated because when you locked up and you knew these people before you got locked up, you knew their life or thought you knew their life or their lifestyle, just to hear something that contrasts that's different. And it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, he just used to tell me all of this stuff that went on with them because he said, you know, my man was messing with his sister for some years, right? So I was like, man, that's crazy, you know.
And, you know, that kind of like endeared me to him because it was like he had a connection to somebody that I knew from the street. And I had been removed from the streets for so long. So it's a strange dynamic, man. People that's been locked up a long time like that. And you heard about people on the street that you haven't seen in a long time, in decades and years or whatever. You know, that kind of like endures you to somebody. It's like a connection. It's hard to explain. So I you know what I'm saying? I had a little, you know, liking for little young dude because I felt like he knew some people that I knew. Okay, then, you know, I started hearing little things about him, you know, like, you know, dudes was leaning on him, trying to extort him and stuff, because you had the gangs in prison now, you know, these young gang members, so they was extorting them, you know, like pressing them, you know, for, you know, commissary, pressing them to do free tattoos and stuff, you know, and he won't built like that to, you know, to stand up under that type of pressure, you know. So when I heard, I address it, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't going for it, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. So I go there and holler at him. I said, yo, man, what's up? Because somebody that was cool with me told me, like, man, you know, little white dude you be talking to, man, they said, man, they be making them do tattoos and everything. I said, who? He said, you know, the blood dudes, they making them do free tattoos and all that, man. He's scared to death. I said, oh, no, they ain't gonna be doing that. So I go there and I holler at him and I ask him, man, I said, what's up, man? He said, what's going on? I said, man, dude's telling me that they making you do free tattoos and stuff. He was like, man, I ain't worried about that stuff. You know, I do them anyway. I'm like, nah, you ain't got to be doing no free tattoos. Nah, no. If they getting tattoos, they gonna pay for their tattoos. So I said, who telling you got to do free tattoos? So he was like, man, don't worry about it, Bank. I said, man, listen, man, look, you ain't got to be scared, man. These dudes ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They gonna do a whole lot of this. They ain't gonna do nothing, especially when it comes to me. He was like, I know I got it though, because I was in the block with a couple of them on the other side of the yard. So when I moved down here, I was doing tattoos for their homeboys. So they just want me just to be doing it, but I don't mind doing them. I said, nah, man, they dragging you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you ain't got to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I ain't worried about it, man. Don't say nothing. Just, I mean, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, they give me the ink and they give me, you know, the needles and stuff like that, so I'm good. So I'm like, listen, man, if they pressing you, just tell me. That's all I'm telling. Just tell me. You ain't got to worry about no backlash, them coming messing with you, doing none of that. Just let me know. He was like, all right, I'll let you know, but I'm good. I'm all right. So I let it go. But in my mind, I knew, because the dude who came to me that told me, I know he ain't gonna lie to me. So I knew that they was doing that, right? So now, you know, I told you I'm kind of funny, man. So now some of them dudes was okay with me. They okay with me because they know not to mess with me. But now I'm looking at them like, you know, it's hard to hide my disposition. So, you know, they speaking to me and you know, coming borrowing stuff from my stove box or whatnot, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, all right, what you want? You know, and they can see that my disposition had changed. But it's because now I know y'all doing that you know, that tomfoolery, that flammery, that skull. Come on, man. Y'all ain't going trying to press a beast over here. Y'all ain't going to try to press somebody that you know you gonna get some super pushback from. So that's weak to me. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't like it at all. So then turn around, you know, like I told you, that wine in there is a big thing, man. Everybody want to drink it. Everybody want to find an escape. Everybody want to, you know, get their little buzz on or whatever. So now dudes be making the wine, but they can't stand the charge. If you get caught with the wine, you going to jail. Dudes don't want to go to jail. So what do? They pay somebody to hold the wine for them while they make it. They'll make the wine and pay somebody to hold it. The most vulnerable time with the wine to get caught is when it's being made, when it's in the process, when it's you know, marinating, when it's, you know, what's the word we use in there, when it's fermenting and all of that, because you gotta wait some days. So during them days, the wine is in your cell and it's kicking out a smell. You got to stay on your instant game. You got to always be spraying your cell. You got to be attentive when the police come walking by. Make sure they ain't extra sniffing in your cell. It's a lot. It's a process. So dudes know that is the most risky time to have the wine. So they'll pay somebody to do that part. When that part is over and they bring the wine up and bag it all up, then they'll go get it because it ain't gonna last long because they gonna drink it. You know what I'm saying? So now I heard they making him hold the wine, and they ain't even paying him. You know what I'm saying? They just making him hold it. So now he gotta hold the wine and everything. If he get caught with the wine, he going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Now he got a white dude this is celly too, and he even more scary. You know what I'm saying? So they making both of them hold the wine. So the reason I found out about that is because somebody whispered in my ear, but then I just watched and see what they told me to see it manifest itself. So I could see when the wine come up, I see the blood dudes, they going down there, they going in and out his cell. He got the curtain up, and it's different because they be doing that anyway because he be putting the tattoos on dudes, and they'll be telling somebody to watch. So he'll have the curtain up, he in there doing the tattoos or whatnot, but you can even hear that little John all that. So somebody be on the outside watching, let them know when the police come in the park, man. CO on the floor, CO on the floor. So they'll stop, clean up, get themselves together while the police walk around, make his rounds, and then the police leave, whole activity start over again. But, it's different now. Dudes going in and out the cell, coming back with little bulky stuff in their pants. I know they copping the wine. Then you see dudes with their little cup and they drinking. So now I'm like, man, they got this dude holding the wine. They got him making tattoos for free. I'm like, okay, whether he say something or not, enough is enough because I'm feeling like now, which I know is wrong, but I'm feeling like now, like, just because I know him and y'all doing this, y'all carrying me. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm ready to start some foolishness in here, So I go over to the cell. I knock on the junk with the curtain on. I said, boom, 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 boom. So he said, yeah, what's up? I said, man, this bank, man, I'm coming in. He was like, hold on. I said, I'm coming in. Boom. Oh, I open the curtain. I go in there. It's a blood dude in there. And they getting wine. They bagging the wine up, getting the wine. The cell smell like wine and everything. Police come right there. He tore off. So I'm like, man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, it ain't nothing, man. I said, who got the wine? You got the wine? He was like, yeah, well, no, I was holding this day wine, right? But I was just holding this stuff. But I'm going to have a couple of cups if you want some. For myself, I'm going to have a couple. You can get some. I said, nah, I don't want none. I'm just trying to figure out, what you holding the wine for, what they paying you to hold the wine. So the blood dude right here, I'm asking the questions, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, no, man, I'm going to holler at you about it later. Let me take care of this. Let me take care of this. I said, yeah, well, I told you, man, you ain't got to do nothing that you don't want to do. And if them dudes ain't paying you to hold no wine, to make no tattoos, and none of that, you ain't got to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, bang, I'm good, right? So the blood dude, he's sitting there, but he don't want no business. He don't do nothing but run back and tell the head blood dude, and he don't want no business neither, for real. But I wanted him to do that. That's why I said that. So I said, all right, just let me know what's good, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And I walk out. Because I know now, what the process going to be. They going to go back and say, hey, yo, man, Banky said, blah, blah, blah. And I know it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted, though. I'm picking and poking there, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm fed up, So, boom, I come out. I go on up to my room. I go up in there, get me a cup of coffee, sit on back. Relax, drinking my cup of coffee. It don't take long, in the penitentiary, man, news travel faster than Instagram, man. In the penitentiary is crazy. So about 10, 15 minutes. Hey, yo, Bank, can I holler at you? I'm like, yo, what up? So it's the head blood dude. He come to the door, right? So he said, man, what's going on, OG? I said, what's up? I'm drinking my coffee and everything. He said, man, yeah, man, my little homie was down there in the cell, man. Mike, man, he said that, you told him that, he ain't got to do no tattoos or nothing like that or hold no wine or nothing like that. I said, and he don't? What's good? I mean, he don't. You know what I'm saying? I said, that's what's going on. Y'all extorting him, y'all carrying him or whatever. He was like, yeah, man, but it's some us. I said, nah, that's dead, bro. That's dead. I said, I'm telling you right now, that's dead, man. He was like, nah, Bank, you don't understand. I said, I don't want to understand. You know what I'm saying? He said, you don't know the dude. I said, how you gonna tell me who I know? I know the dude. I know his people know people that I know. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, Bank, man, but he got some bad charges, man. I said, what you mean bad charges? He said he got some bad charges. So I'm like, well, what you mean bad charges? Now, when you say somebody in the penitentiary got some bad charges in there, that could be a lot of things. He could have, by penitentiary standards, bad charge. He could have a rape charge. He could have a child molesting charge. He could have hurting some kids, or doing something to some elderly or his parents or something. So I said, what you mean he got some bad shots? You got to tell me what you talking about. Don't just spit something out like that and you can't, substantiate that. What you talking about? So he said, man, hold up, I'll be back. So I said, yeah, come back. So he rolled out. So now I'm in there like, man, what's going on? And sure enough, he come back, right? And he said, boom. He said, look, I know some dudes that was in the jail with him, right? He said, man, he had for messing with a little girl, right? I said, what you mean a little girl? He said, well, she was like 13, 14 years old. He was like 20 something, and he supposed to be messing with her. That's what he locked up for. I said, who told you that? He said, man, I got newspaper clipping, man, with the screen joint, and he showed me the joint, right? And what they do in there now is, like, if they heard about you got a charge, what they was doing was they'll call home and get somebody to look the stuff up, and they look it up, and the people look it up on the internet or whatever, and they'll screenshot it, and they'll send it in through the kiosk, and the dude will go on the kiosk, you know what I'm saying, and he'll get it off, and then he'll have that stuff in his kiosk. You see what I'm saying? And so it's on this player now, so you can read this stuff. So it's saying that he's supposed to have been messing with a girl. She was 13 or 14. I can't remember right. And that's what he was locked up for. So he got the paperwork. So what they're doing is they're going to him, showing him that they know what he locked up for, and they telling him, like, either you gonna do these tattoos, either you gonna hold this wine, or whatever else we want you to do, or either we gonna, beat you down, or just expose you, being a child molester. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, yeah, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy because by penitentiary rules, and contrary to popular belief, they got penitentiary rules. Now, if somebody, you don't know if nobody did this stuff or not, first and foremost, because, that's just how society is. You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But even if you get found guilty, the reality is you could get found guilty and not be guilty. I'm not saying he won't guilty. I don't know. But I do know for a fact that is a reality. There's a lot of dudes in prison that's been found guilty that's not actually guilty. So you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody know that. But just from the optics of what they saying and everything, there they justify what they're doing and why they're doing it. So this is why he's so humble and scared, because he don't want the floodgates to open where everybody had the information and everybody is, descending upon him. So he just, doing what they asked him to do because they got this information, and they threatening with putting this information out if he don't do what they want him to do. But not only they're going to put it out, they're going to beat him down and send him up out there. So this is why he doing what he doing. So now I feel compelled to go ask him about the situation, which you don't really supposed to ask people about their charges. But I feel compelled because I done endured myself to him. So I'm like, man, all right, okay. I said, well, let me check on that, because I ain't want to just fold on him like that. So I'm telling them, I said, man, yeah, I'm going to check on that. I'm going to do some checking on that myself, man, because I don't, you know what I'm saying, I'm reading it, but I don't know. He said, man, that's his real name right there. That's his name. You know his real name. Well, I said, okay, I'm looking at it. I see that. But where you get that from? He said, man, my homeboy people got to send in to him. So that's how we got it, right? So I said, yeah, all right. I said, well, I'm going to check on that. I said, but in the meantime, man, you know what I'm saying, I see what y'all doing, man, but I'm telling you right now, man, I don't nobody put their hands on the boy, man. Don't try to hurt him or do nothing like that. Y'all doing what you doing, that's that, but don't be going in there acting like y'all gonna beat the dude up or whatever because of what I said, because I said what I said on my own validity. I did that because I like I said, I know people that he know, so he ain't tell me to say something to y'all or nothing. I did that. So I don't want no harm to come to him out of that situation. He said, everything good, anybody don't do nothing to him. He said, we just wanted to let you know this why we, which is, it may be true, but y'all do it anyway to dudes that y'all figure y'all can do it with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, cool. Boom, he get going. I'm sitting there, I'm contemplating all of this. I'm taking in all this information. I'm like, man, this is a bad situation. So, because I like the dude, man. He a good dude from what I know of him. So I go down there, man, and I go holler at him. Boom. I said, look at here, man. I said, the blood dudes just pulled up on me, right? And they told me, you know, what's going on as far as them, you know, making you do this, making you do that, whatever. And your celly he just, you know, casualty of war. He up in here, so they handling him as well. So, but what I'm saying is they saying something about your charges, man. I mean, you know, they saying you got these certain type of charges and this is why they doing this to you. I said, man, what's up with that? So he tells me that the charge is not what it looked like. He said he do got the charge, but it's not what it looked like. He tell me that he was drunk, and it's these girls that live down the street from him or whatever. And he said he got to arguing with the girl one day because he was drunk, and the little girl was with some other girls, and she was telling him, cussing him out, calling him this type of name, that type of name. He cussing her back out, so he invites her verbally, like tell her, you know, you suck my boo, do this, do that. Well, I said a lot of vile stuff to her, thinking in his mind, from his perspective, this is what he telling me. He said, I was thinking that she was older than what she was. I thought she was like 20 or 19. He said, but the things I said to her, people heard me, but I was drunk. She go back and tell her parents, and other people confirmed that that's what I said to her. So they give me a charge for, you know, sexual advancement towards a minor or some foolishness like that. This is how he, you know, whipped the story up for me. Had little holes in it, but this is what he's saying that the charge is. He said, so that's what he doing time for making sexual advancements to a minor, but he did not actually have physical sexual contact with a minor. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's what his thing was with me. I didn't sit there and let him know, man, look, you already know, man. I'm not here to judge you. I can't judge you. You know, whatever you did, only you know what you did, and that's something between you and God. That's something you got to deal with. That's something that's going to be on your heart, your soul. I said, what I'm saying is this. I definitely don't want to see no harm come to you because I don't think you're a bad dude that I know of you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting you know that, and then you a little homeboy, you know, people that I know, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see nothing happen to you. But I say I cannot get into that type of stuff right there, man. I can't get into that type of business because that's penitentiary law. That's what it is. It's penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have nobody just extorting you, trying to do this, do that, just because they feel like you white and you weak, you know, because I deal with you, so I'm not going to have that. But this type of stuff right here is out of my hands, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to handle that. I say, now I tell you this, though. If you willing to stand up for yourself, if what you saying is true, and you willing to confront them and stand up for them and explain what your charges are, and you willing to fight, then I'm going to stand with you. I said, but I ain't going to stand up for you if you're not going to stand up for yourself. If what you saying is true, then you stand up and you fight for that. Because there's some people in here with charges that ain't real. So if you feel like your charges ain't real, you stand up and you let it know it ain't real, and you ain't going to be extorted for it, and you willing to go to war for that. If you do that, then I'm going to stand with you. So I asked him, I said, you willing to do that? He said no. I said, why wouldn't you be willing to do it if what you telling me is true? He just said, I ain't no fighter, man. I can't fight. I'm not a fighter. You know what I'm saying? He said, and I don't want to get hurt. He said, I'm not scared to tell you that I don't want to get hurt. And that's just the truth. He said, if I could fight, I would fight. He said, but what I'm telling you is true. I didn't do nothing to no little girls. You know what I'm saying? But he said, I can't fight, man. And I know they going to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So I just go ahead on and, you know, make the tattoos, hold the wine or whatever. I get caught with the wine, I just go to jail and come out somewhere else. He said, I'm just trying to get this time over, man. Don't get hurt, man. You know, I ain't trying to get stabbed in here. I ain't trying to, lose my eye or nothing like that, man. I don't want none of that stuff to happen to me, man. and I'm listening to him, man, and I felt so bad for him, man, because everything that he said is real. You know, dudes don't want to fight. They don't want to get stabbed. They don't feel like they can fight. They don't feel like they can take that chance on getting hurt that they can't recover from. So instead of that, they just cower into, you know, like, all right, whatever it is, it is. But that's like, I'm letting him know. I said, man, you gotta, you know, I said, whether you can fight or not, my dude, you gotta get some cojones, man. You in prison. You know what I'm saying? I said, what you gonna do if one of them come in here and wanna beat you up and wanna, you know, do some freaky stuff to you? What you gonna do then? You know, he said, I just hope that don't happen. I said, yeah, you hoping it don't happen, but it don't mean it can't happen because they got that information. And don't think just because they ain't got some freaky dudes with them. Some of them dudes freaked out too, so they may want to come at you like that. So once you start giving in, man, then it ain't no limit to that. So you got to stand up, man. You got to fight. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I can't, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying? He said, I just can't, man. He said, I ain't got that much long left. I can't, man. I said, how much long you got left? I think he said like 3 years. I said, man, 3 years is a lifetime in penitentiary. That's a lifetime, man. He was like, I can't, man. I appreciate you and everything, man, but I can't. And from right there, my hands was tied. It wasn't nothing I could do. It wasn't nothing I could do but sit back and watch. And I felt bad for him, man. I did. I felt bad for him, man, because he couldn't do nothing, man, you know what I'm saying, without, you know, working for them. All day he doing tattoos. He finished one dude tattoo, he got to do another dude tattoo. They got about 16, 17 bloods in the park. All of them want tattoos now. You know what I'm saying? He got to do that. They all want to get stuff to make wine. He got to hold that. So I'm like, man, but this penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? This is why I be preaching. Don't put yourself in these positions. You young dudes out here thinking you a gorilla, thinking you thorough, thinking you got to do. Man, you get in the penitentiary, it ain't like that. You ain't got no guns. You ain't got no switches. You ain't got none of that. You got to have this, and this. And that's the only thing that's going to save you. And a lot of them ain't got it. They don't have it, man. They do not have it. You know, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, it's easy when you can stand over there and shoot somebody. You can put fear in somebody. You can invoke fear in somebody. But you can't do that in prison. The only way you can invoke fear in prison is up close and personal. Period. You know what I'm saying? Physically. You know, so, yeah, man, I really felt bad for him, man. And I can remember his cellie, man. Maybe a couple of months later, man, his cellie, he got so scared and sick with the situation, he checked in, right? He checked in, he went to jail, he just checked out, and he rolled out, right? So he was still down there doing this thing. I still spoke to him, you know, I just ain't, you know, hang out with him as much. I ain't sit down there and just, you know, I used to be giving him knowledge, man, giving him game, trying to, you know, give him something, you know, that he can grow on. But, you know, that got, you know, a little bit more. I think he was more embarrassed than to talk to me like he was at first. You know what I'm saying? He was just more embarrassed, man. But I still had it in my mind, you know, that you know, whether I was right or wrong, if push came to shove, if I seen him like trying to physically hurt him, I was gonna intervene. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna try to hurt man. One of the dudes trying to hurt him, but I was gonna try to stop him. And if they wanted to try to hurt me for trying to stop him, then that's a whole nother ball game, you know. But yeah, man. So I think they moved some other blood dudes in there too, like a little later down the line, and they started putting full pressure on him where he felt like he couldn't take it no more. And I think one day he just went ahead and checked in as well, but he didn't check in like the regular dude did. Go to the police and check in. He pulled a check-in move, but everybody knew it was a check-in move. And what he did was he had that wine smelling real bad on purpose instead of taking care of the smell. Because a couple of dudes that went to the cell said, man, that cell smelling, man, you got to get that junk right, man. The people gonna make a round in a minute. And he kept acting like he was gonna get it right, but he ain't get it right. And the police came around and they ain't even walk past the cell. He got by that joint like this and said, man, you got a lot going on in here, man. What you got going on in here? Man, ain't nothing going on in here. Man, you got something going on in here, man. Hold up. Get on the radio and call the people. They lock everybody down. They go in there, they get the wine, they lock them up. But I think he did it on purpose because I think the pressure just got too much on him, and he wanted to pull an escape and take his chances elsewhere. But even then, though, this is how prison is. When they was taking him out in handcuffs, dudes, all the blood dudes, hollering out the door, letting them know, you ain't getting away. You ain't getting away wherever you go. But the homie's gonna be waiting for you. Homie's gonna be waiting for you. You did that on purpose. Homie's gonna be waiting for you. So he was like, man, I ain't do nothing. I ain't do it. Homie's gonna get you. They gonna get you. So it ain't no escape in prison. It ain't nowhere to run. It ain't nowhere to hide. You can jump from institution to institution, block to block. It's gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hopefully, man, he got through that, man, and got out, man. You know, I just thought about him, man, and you know, it was weird because I thought about him because I ran into my actual homeboy's brother who was the one that knew him through his sister. So it was just crazy, which brought me to bring y'all this story, man. But that is just things that happen in prison. Like I say, there's so many things that happen in there, so many things that haven't even came up in my mind yet. It takes something to spark a memory, and that sparked this memory. Because this might have been a story that I might not have never told y'all because it might not have came up in my brain from now until whenever, maybe years ago or years from now, it might have came up. But just sparked me to think about that, man. So, yeah, man. So wherever he at, man, Mike, I hope you doing all right, man. I hope you got up out there, you know, up out of that prison, man, without, you know, getting hurt like you ain't want to. But, yeah, but it's crazy. That's the pressure that'll be on you, young fellas, when you go in prison, whether you got one of them type of charges or not. Just the fact that that type of pressure will be on you when you're not willing to stand up 10 toes in the mud and take whatever it is that you got to take and give whatever it is that you got to give, then prison ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for you because you're going to have to be built like that, you know, because it ain't nothing in there, man, but wolves and vultures, man. They going to pick on your bones for any weakness that they see, any flaw that they see, any, you know, shake or crack in your character, man. They coming at you. You know what I'm saying? They coming at you full force, man. But yeah, man, you know, but like I say, man, it's a blessing in every lesson, man. And the blessing is, man, to my knowledge, he didn't get hurt beyond repair, you know. But and like I say, as far as his charge, I don't know what's true and what's not true. I don't know, and I'm not one to judge, man, you know. So, but like I say, I didn't want to see no harm come to him, man, just cause. And I don't judge people for what somebody else say they did or what somebody say on paper. I judge him for how I met him and how he was with me. He was a humble young dude when he met me, and that's the way I looked at him. And he gave me some information that I could use, you know, that connected me back to the streets. So, you know, but yeah, man, I wish him well, you know. But anyway, man, like I say, man, y'all talk to me, man. I talk back, man. 24 hours, I be back in y'all face, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, about this. Give me your opinion, man. Give me your feedback. How y'all think I handled it, or, you know, how would you have handled it? Or I thought it was just a crazy situation. I didn't know, you know, I'm figuring it out, you know, myself still, you know, when it was going on. Even though I'd already been locked up alone, I'm still figuring it out. But y'all let me know, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, man. Make good decisions, man. And by all means, man, bum, 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 bum. Duck them hooks, man. Somebody should have told Ryan Garcia, because boom, he went down. Boom, down. Boom.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.